Hi, everybody. Okay, so I am Blind Hussy. This video is going to be rough because this is attempt number 4, I think. Um, and I'm gonna try really hard to make this my last go around here. So this is my first YouTube video. I am ill prepared. I'm in my closet where I hang all of my things for pictures. So, white walls and bright lights. Because Mr. Hussey came home and looked at my original setup and was like, "No, no, no, you've got shadows all over your face, and people won't be able to see you. So we need to move you around a little bit." So, we've shifted spots now. So I'm going to start with me, who I am. I am a married mom of two. I live on a farm in the middle of nowhere, and I like it. It's pretty nice. Um, my name, Blind Hussy, comes from I am legally blind. I was born with congenital cataracts, and I've had lens replacement surgery as a young adult. Um, I do not drive, but I can read regular print on a paper. So it's a fine line there. Like it's one of those. It's one of those what people love to refer to as a disability that is unseen. Because when you see me in town or see me walking in my natural habitat, I don't carry a cane. I don't really need assistance usually. And if I do, I will ask for it. I will start off saying, hey, I'm legally impaired. I'm legally blind and can't see this or that. Can you help me? Um, but I do take a vanity cane with me when I go places that I'm unfamiliar, just to prevent major accidents and, make sure that other people are aware as well as that I'm around. So that, if I do something because I don't recognize the surroundings and cross when I'm not supposed to cross or something, other people can, see, oh, yeah, well, yeah, okay, she's blind. So anyway, so that's the blind part of Blind Hussy. The Hussy part has really, I've gotten a couple of comments. I know it rubs a couple of folks wrong, and I am very sorry for that, but I really like my name. So yeah, I'm probably keeping it. Um, the Hussy part comes from I have what I lovingly refer to as a prudy grandma and a hussy grandma. And my prudy grandma was, we would go to church on Sundays. I was in the choir. I was an acolyte at church. I was very active in growing up when I went to church with my grandma, and loved every minute of it. Loved her. Loved time with her. She baked. When she was around the house, she sang hymns a lot. The highlight of our week was like watching Hee Haw and Lawrence Welk because she didn't really have TV where she lived. So that's pretty grandma. Also dated myself pretty heavily right there. But anyway, uh, Hussy Grandma. Hussy Grandma lived in town and she read voraciously, which Prudy Grandma did not do. Prudy Grandma listened to the radio and news and things like that. And Hussy Grandma, she listened to the news and watched the news, but she was also very interested in what was going on in the world, not just our small area. So she read everything. She read all of the international papers as well as local papers. Um, and she had just a huge vocabulary. It was a game that we would play when I was younger. But one of her favorite things to do is what I tend to call fast food reading. I have a habit personally of reading a nonfiction book. And then I follow it with a fast food book, a vampire book or, whatever. Something casual and fun and, just ridiculous. Neil Gaiman book, right? Like just something. And I go back and I read another nonfiction after that. That's kind of my sequence. Um, Honestly, Grandma really got into fast food reading because she read so much news the rest of the time, right? So that was her nonfiction. Um, So anyway, she would read a lot of Harlequin romance, that kind of thing, and I used to tease her every once in a while about the reading of the Hussy books, you know. And so from the time that I was smallish, you know, to where I could understand what a hussy was really, she would call me little, you know, she'd call me a hussy. She would ask me how I was doing and things like that. But that was her kind of nickname for me, you know, um, which made it more amusing the older I got because I kind of went in the direction of Prudy Grandma more. You know, it was like I said, I was in the choir and did all the church groups and summer youth camps and things like that. And so, you know, to have a grandma that then would call me Hussy was just it was ironic and funny. So now, as I get older and she's no longer with me, I really appreciate the time that I had with her. And so this is kind of a shout out to that. So, anyway, so that's that. My history. So, I am new to reselling in this age, this very digital, uh, technology driven age. You know, I'm sitting in my closet where I take pictures on my white background in a corner so that I get enough light on my face and not too many shadows using my note, you know, phone because I have a very nice camera that I have no idea how to set up to do these things. So there are things I have to figure out. But I wanted to get this video out there because I've noticed that one of the things about doing this is that um, the fear of doing it keeps me from really doing the part that I want to do. And I think that it's important. I know that there are so many YouTube people out there, and there are so many that are just amazing. I've listed a couple of them in my Instagrams. There's a ton of women resellers out there that are just amazing. Um, and basically, I guess the twist that I bring is that um, I want people to know that it doesn't matter if you live on a small farm in the middle of nowhere. It doesn't matter if I don't drive. It doesn't matter if I'm visually impaired. None of those things matter. I can still find things in my life to resell, and I can still make an income from it. Um, right now, I'm part time. I believe that probably throughout the rest of this year, I will continue to do it part time. Next year, I kind of have an idea of going full time and really, really kicking this up a notch because I think that I can pull a full time income from it when I'm devoting full time to it. So I think as long as I'm investing myself full time, I can reap the benefits of that in return. So that's what I bring to the table, really, is essentially I just want to show other people that no matter where you're at or what you're doing, that you can do this, or you can make something else entirely work for you, something that I have not thought of. This just happens to be the thing that I think will work, and it has been working, but I think that I can step it up a little bit, and will work for me in the coming years. So, um, to backtrack a tiny bit, since I skipped over a little bit, I did some reselling back in the late 90s, early aughts, as my husband calls it. When eBay first came out, I was so excited. I was just so excited. Um, I know that within like 3 or 4 months, I had an account and I was selling things. Uh, I we had my partner at the time and I had like this. I had this small sort of flea market space stall, and I would sell the things that I could not sell or that I was worried about shipping through eBay. I would sell the things through that stall instead. And the stall and the reselling through eBay, actually, I was doing pretty well at that time. And then, I took a shift then in my personal life. And so I pursued something else during that time that worked better for me. But now here I am, and I live on a farm. I'm in kind of the middle of nowhere. I don't drive, and I am pretty positive. I'd say I'm fond of numbers, so I would say I'm about 90% sure that I can make this work on the full time. Um, and there are tons of videos about hauls and what solds and things like that, and I will have some of those. But primarily, my goal with the channel is really just to say, hey, I'm here, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm doing it, and lay out my numbers. It is my desire to one day be just as straightforward as some of the other guys that I see, that are doing this, that I've been following, um, and at the same time still be able to put a little twist on it, from my particular viewpoint. So that's my goal. And also, I got a really great thing in the mail I wanted to open. I got this thing that I spotted on Harry Tornado's channel when he was out doing some sales. And he sent it to me in the scotch, the scotch that attaches to itself. So anyway, I saw this thing, and it was very sort of very, very blind Hussy is what it was. And so he offered to go back and pick it up for me. And of course I said, why, yes, please do that. So he went back and he grabbed it, and I'm going to try and get it the rest of the way out of the package so I can show you. Oh, this is a little tricky. It's like a... Oh, okay, I see. All right. Very exciting. Okay. And he wrapped it in a tiny little bit of extra bubble wrap. Yeah. All right, so, oh, she is cool. All right, so anyway, there you go. Let's see if I can... Yeah, so she's a bottle opener. I'm super excited about her. And I don't know if I'm allowed to show that on YouTube or not. I mean, she's cast iron, so she's a very nice piece of art, and I'm going to go and put her in a very special display. Anyway, so thank you, Harry Tornado. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you picking that up for me. And anyway, all right, so that is it for this video. It's probably already too long. I still have to figure out how to edit it, which I don't know how to do. I don't have any fancy music or opening logos. I don't have anything, y'all. So yeah, this is how things start. So thanks for watching, and I'm not even going to tell you to smash that like button because I don't want anyone breaking anything or coming at me with that later on. But if you like it and you think maybe there's some valuable content to be had, it'd be great if you followed me and liked me and subscribed. Thank you very much. Bye.